Hello. Hello. Hello, hello. Para pa pa. Para pa pa. Here I am. Hello, boys and girls. Ooh, the picture of the day is the same as the 7.9 announcement. Really? Wow. It's actually the same? Yeah, it's the same. Interesting. There is a beautiful view, right? It's a very nice view. I hope we can improve it even more. It's already kind of a nice view. Mainly, I think it's very nice to see all the pieces together. Like in the old game, we couldn't see all the pieces at the same time, while now we can. And also, we didn't have so many trees in the back or better trees in the city. So, I think it's very nice. So, what I'm gonna do tonight is to try to upgrade our game to the latest Unreal Engine release. The reason is that they actually sent out, created the latest hotfix. So it's 4.26.2, which was released actually the 13th of April, so about 10 days ago. There are more than 200 issues that have been fixed. So I would say is a major fix, which should stabilize, pretty well the current release. Plus, before this, there was 4.26.1, right? Which is something that also had a very good amount of fixes, as you can see, hundreds as well. And before that, there was, so the 26.1 was in February, and before that there was 4.26 itself, which obviously is an upgrade to the 4.25 that we have. And before that, there was a 4.25.4 release, which was fixing a number of issues in the 4.25. So let's say this one was in October. I think our release is probably around May of last year or something like that. I can go back and check. July of last year. So I think is is a good time now to upgrade, because 4.26 is out since some time, and this is usually something that we tend to do. We don't upgrade to the latest immediately. Reason being that we don't want to risk, too much, and we don't want to spend too much time just to fix something that maybe other larger companies are gonna find and fix for us, right? So I think we don't want to be the first ones. I see that for some reason, there is always something that is getting messed up. Now is the this time is the viewer. I don't know why there is always something. And by the way, the viewer doesn't have the right skin. Why? It's so strange. Why? It doesn't have... Ah, here it is. Okay, just a second. I need to recreate. By the way, why is it not moving? Ah, it's moving. Is it too big? I think it's a bit too big, huh? Like this is okay? Yeah, sometimes these controls I go in places. I don't know. I don't know why. So yeah, I think it's a good time to upgrade. Now, we will review. Hello Tony, hello Hula, hello Maui. Welcome, welcome. We will review together what is the good stuff for 426. There are a lot of new stuff, a lot of fixes, a lot of improvements. So we will review them one by one. But meanwhile, I just want to list, the steps that we need to do the upgrade. Because it's not that easy. It's not just clicking a button and everything works, right? So first of all, we need to see if it's even working, right? For us, I mean, if this is actually possible or not. Well, possible for sure, but so we're going to upgrade to a dash release, which is always suggested, which means that we are going for a stable public release. And the first thing that we need to do, we need to upgrade actually Unreal Engine itself, right? We need to upgrade Unreal Engine itself. The good news is that I did it already. So Unreal Engine is upgraded. I didn't test it. I just launched the compilation, and he said successful, right? And so what we can do, well, I also need to see if some of the additional components are compiled, because sometimes when you compile just the engine EU4, sometimes is not compiling, for example, the shader compile worker or other stuff. Let me just check if the applications have been compiled. Yes, they have been compiled because they have been compiled already. Okay, nice. So I think we should have everything needed on Unreal Engine. Then we need to upgrade PS Unreal. Inside PS Unreal, we need to check if ALS is working or not, and in case upgrade also ALS, which is the Advanced Locomotion System, which is a plugin that we are using for movement of our characters. And then we just need to test, right? Now, the good news is that the upgrade to Unreal Engine, in theory, is done, but we need to see if this thing is actually working, right? So to test that, I think what we can do, we can go here under Unreal Engine and launch the editor and see what happens. You see that it says 426.2, which is a good sign. It's a good sign. We need to see if it actually works. And now, if the editor is working, we will go through and start to read the updates, together. Yeah, usually there is a bit of delay at the beginning because mainly this 45% is kind of a magic number, because it's when the engine is recalculating the shaders, and it may take some time. It may take some time. So maybe let's read the news meanwhile and see what's new. There is a YouTube video which is with the highlights. Maybe we can also watch that. Why not? It's only 1 minute, so I think we can watch it. I think we can watch it together. .426 feature highlights. Production ready, Air and 4. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sometimes, okay, just to speak about a different feature. Create believable humans and animals. So what they are saying is that they have better shaders for fur and hair, right? Like on this creature. So what they are showing here is a creature that is moving pretty fast, and at the same time his fur, if you see it, is moving with it, and it's kind of believable, and it's probably also you know, moving. I mean, the hair going through is probably moving it a bit. Okay. That is the model. Then the second one, which is a bit less interesting to us, but is still important, is sky, cloud, and environment lighting. So it seems that there is a better rendering of the skylight, which anyway for us could be interesting because we have clouds, right? We have clouds. We can make our own version of the clouds, but we have a special skylight. But I think that any ambience can be nice for us as well. Seems that he added something about, wow, that's kind of interesting. How you can change the clouds just by a profile. That's very nice. Yup. Okay, so the profile of the clouds. And display support for large LED volumes. Render more pixels at higher frame rate, increasing performance and supporting large LED volumes with the existing hardware. So this seems to be a performance improvement. Will be very nice based on lights. Water system. So the water system is the real benefit. To add airs to the graphels. Yes, we need to add airs to the graphels. Yes. This is probably the main reason why we want 426, which is the water system. But before going there, it's still calculating, 45%. Okay. The water system, basically what they did, they realized that everyone needs water, right? Everyone needs water, and rivers and waterfalls, and so they really made a new system dedicated to that. And it is also why I hold, you know, until today, the creation of water in our game, because I knew that this was coming, and I wanted to use the new system. So we just tested a bit, you know, if you remember, swimming, but we never dedicated any time to creating realistic rivers or waves, right, in the water. So now this is a full system, so it needs to be fully learned and understood and tested and such. So it's not something that I can do, you know, snapping the fingers overnight. But it's definitely something that I think has a lot of value for us, for our game, and for many other games. Remote control API preset. This one I really don't know what is it. Okay, this is more for you know, home appliances, I would say, for example. So like you want to have a remote control to change certain values of a scene, or of a rendering, but I don't think it's very applicable to us unless you will have a remote control to move your graphic in the future, but at the moment, no. Collaborative viewer template enhancement. This is something that is more close to the you know, the industrial side and sector of Unreal. You may not know, but Epic Games is not only making games or entertainment, but is also working on the industrial side, and in particular is working with automotive, mostly automotive clients, where like Lamborghini, McLaren and such, Ferrari, etc., where they are helping those clients and those companies to build more realistic car configurators and car display showcases, say car showcases, right? And so this feature is particularly for them. So when they have to review a specific car or a specific object, they have enhanced collaboration, which for us, I mean, doesn't really apply. In theory, we could, you know, have a review of a level together with between different PlaneShift developers. You know, we could have that. But it's not very applicable to us. Movie renderer queue enhancement, output renderer passes including matte ID, camera motion. Okay, so there is just an improvement on who is doing, you know, production quality rendering for movies and advertising. So it's not really something that we care about. At least we don't use it. We don't use it. Yeah, and that's kind of a short highlight of all the benefits, but at the same time, you know, there is a lot more than this. There is a lot more, and I think we need to read, you know, the full release notes.
Landscape. And then I'd like to set...
Boom. Yes, this was a video that I was watching the other day, which was describing how to use the water system. Now, this one is 35 minutes, so I cannot really watch it with you, but I think I should really watch it closely and understand it closely, because I think he has a lot of what we need to create the better water simulation. But I really need to go through that. I cannot do it now. Maybe we can just go quickly to see some of the results, right?
Over here. So this relatively...
But I think it needs time because he's explaining the whole thing, how to do it, how to create water, and also underwater. Very nice. The underwater is something that we also need a lot. Even if we did it, right? We did it somehow, but we did it in a very simple way. Yeah, you see that they have caustics above and below and this kind of, you know, reflections underwater, which is kind of nice. So we may, yeah, we may use that, right? We may use that. Now we also have to find, we always have to find, it's still at 45%, huh? Holy moly. It's still at 45, boys. 100% CPU. Shader compiler. So as you can see, there are all the shader compilers which are running at the moment. The 45% is the magic number for shader compilers. So my PC is, you know, 100% dedicated to that at the moment, and is going through basically all the starter content, all the engine content that is in the default installation of Unreal, and is recompiling the shaders, right, which are not pre-compiled when you build from sources, right? That is what we did. So I don't know how much time it will take, but it can take up to, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. I don't think it will be more than that, but we will let it go while we check other stuff on 426. Yeah, so I think we can read the release notes maybe and see what's new. So production ready, sequencer. So there is a list of major features, and probably there is a list of major or minor features as well, and upgrades notes. But yes, the upgrade notes we need to read because we may have some adjustment to do on the plane shift side. Okay, finished, by the way. So the engine is actually up and running, which is nice. Now, I don't want to open my project yet because my project still needs to be recompiled. But maybe we can open the Draken plane. Why not? Let's open this one and see what happens, which is the Draken plane project that we worked on in the last 3 or 4 days. And I want to see if this one is opening or not. Consider that this one doesn't have any code. It only has blueprints and assets. So I'm expecting this to work 100% exactly as it was. Obviously, new plugins are available. Okay, I think this is a standard message. It is just telling you to go and check, you know, all the plugins, but I don't think I can do it now. This thing is recompiling shaders, obviously. So our level at the moment looks completely gray, but it will pretty soon. This is the demo level, by the way. Our map is this one. I think we can let the shaders go while we read the release notes. But you see the level is opening up okay. You see all gray because the shaders are compiling. And you probably cannot see it because there is the chat on top. But here it is. In the bottom right, you see the shader compilation. So it will take a bit, but let it go while we look at the features. So we're excited to announce that the hair rendering system is ready for production. So this is probably something that was in kind of a beta version in the previous releases of Unreal. And because usually what they do, they put the new features into beta stage and then they release it only when they are feeling that it's really ready. We actually never used it, but I think we can give a shot at this, and we can try it. I don't know how much it will slow down the performance of the game, but I think it makes sense that we look at this. Over the last several releases, we have continued to improve the rendering system with visual improvement, both performant and scalable across mid to high-end devices. Yes, you see that they have, anyway, a target to also go for mid-end devices, right? And they support a wide range of features. So the new Groom asset editors replace the property of the footage feature editor manage, blah, blah, blah. So maybe we can watch the video. It's only 1 minute. So this is, this is hair rendered in real time, right? Which to some of you may look like normal, but to anyone that is a programmer and coming from the past, it looks absolutely amazing, Okay, so it's absolutely insane the quality that they can reach now with real time. Now, it would be nice to see the FPS. Probably they are not here, but we can check what they do. Lit, unlit, view guide. So these are the actual thread. Wow. Thickness 0.5. 1. Okay, so it can change. Look at how many options you have, right? Just for the hair width, hair root scale, hair tip scale, hair clip scale, shadow density. Look at how many menus and options you have to just define, you know, the hair of your character. Which is absolutely insane. Hello, Raoni. Hello, Zwei. Yeah, the hair is kind of insane, huh? But we will be there. Don't worry. We will be there. I mean, the engine allows us to do it. It's just a matter of scaling it properly to avoid killing the performances. But so what they added fine adjustments, editor tool to generate LOD, strands, manage your material. Hey Rand, this is a section dedicated to this. Consider that each of these systems needs to be studied quite in details again, so it's not something that I can learn like in 2 hours. But so sky, cloud, and environment lighting. This release is a combination of work to bring dynamic time of day lighting for large worlds, from sky, atmosphere, and cloud systems. We also added a unified window to create this environment. So I think we can do much more in terms of, you know, making the world more beautiful.
In Unreal 4.2.6, significant improvements have been made to the sky atmosphere system. A new configurable volumetric cloud component can be added to the level. The clouds are built using volume textures and materials and are dynamically affected by the sky atmosphere, skylight, and up to 2 directional lights. Clouds can cast volumetric shadows on meshes as well as the sky atmosphere, providing highly accurate, realistic, or stylized skies and clouds. Unreal provides full artistic control of volumetric clouds, allowing artists to build cloud profiles using curves, blueprint-based cloud masks, and even paint clouds into the atmosphere. And clouds can be built to simulate weather effects such as lightning strikes.
Painting the clouds is so nice. Painting the clouds with the mouse is so insane.
With dynamic lighting. On top of the new volumetric cloud system, the skylight can now be recaptured in real time on the GPU. The new system can capture volumetric clouds, opaque meshes, and atmosphere. This provides consistent and performant dynamic lighting changes. To more easily be able to modify the different components used to create atmospheric lighting, a new environment light mixer panel can be found in the window menu. This panel provides access to atmospheric directional lights.
Look at this
panel. Atmospheric directional
oh my god, look at this panel. Look at this panel. How many options there are in this freaking thing? But probably they are different because this one is a BP, directional light. This is the skylight. This is the atmosphere. Okay. So there are 4. We are looking at 4 different things. Okay, they're just being put one next to each other for simplicity or for complexity, depending how you see it. But actually, it's not. All these options are not for one thing. Okay, so there are 4 elements. So the directional light, which is usually the one that is giving, you know, the main direct primary light to lead the objects. The skylight, which is providing mostly the indirect or reflected light to the object based on the environment and the sky. So if you have a dark sky, you will have a darker reflection on your object, or if you have a brighter day, you will have a brighter reflection. So it's the indirect light. The atmosphere, which is basically the fog that you have, and is like fading, making that kind of a fade effect in distance when it accumulates. And then this new volumetric cloud, well, new, I don't know if it's new, but anyway, this volumetric cloud, which maybe has new parameter and ability, which is what the guy is describing here, right?
Access to atmospheric directional lights, the skylight, and sky atmosphere components, as well as the volumetric cloud component, allowing the user to easily modify all lighting and atmospheric properties in one convenient location. These new atmosphere and lighting features will enable content authors to render both realistic and stylized scenes with dynamic time-of-day based atmospheric lighting effects, and provide creators with full artistic...
Wow. If you see the, you know, the beam of light, this beam of light that are going through the clouds, I don't think that these God rays are placed manually. I think they are calculated based on the volume of the clouds. I think so.
Provide creators with full artistic freedom to create any world they can dream up.
So that is pretty cool, I would say. It will eat all the FPS? Yeah, probably. Probably, but you know, we can still make it optional, right? So we can still make options in the game to turn this thing on and off. So I think is something that we may disable or enable, and I think anyway we can have a lot of fun investigating these new systems. Meanwhile, it seems that our Draken plane actually compiled all the shaders. So let's see if it plays. Okay, so we are in 426 now with the same level. Everything seems to move. The light actually seems to be a bit better. I don't know if it's just me, but this works as expected. Our guy works as expected. The door seems to work as expected as well. So I will close in front of us. And so yeah, it seems that everything is working pretty much fine. Consider that this level is a very simple level compared to plane shift, right? This level is... He has no custom code, so no C++, and he has the standard Unreal Engine model. But yeah, anything seems to be working fine at the moment. There are lights to rebuild, which we may rebuild. Also, this guy seems to look pretty much identical. The effects on the sky and the background seems to be okay. Yeah, so it seems that everything is working, at least in this simple demo level, right? So it seems that everything is as expected. I have no idea about the FPS that we had before and now, but yeah, that probably would have been a good thing to test. But okay, so this one is a good first test. Now, what we want to do, we want to close this one, assuming that is working, and we want, before going on with the other news, we want to launch in the background the compilation of PS Unreal, right? Which may present some issues, maybe, but we will see. Maybe not. First thing we need to do, we need to regenerate the Visual Studio project files. These are the Visual Studio files that are used to compile the game, and okay, we regenerated them. And now maybe, let me just skip through 1 second, major upgrade notes. if there is anything that I need to know in the porting, right? Environment query editor, fix ISO component, move the item automation test system AI system engine AI. Okay, this is a good thing to know. Remove the AI control the place for AI perception component. Maybe before, so this one we are using a lot. This guy we are using a lot, and we have to be sure that switch all perception systems simulation previous. Okay, behavior 3. We are not using behavior 3s, so we don't care. Debugging tools is mostly bug fixing, navigation bug fixing. A lot of new stuff on navigation. I cannot read it all now, but animation. Wow, this will continue forever, huh? Yes, they will continue forever. No, so it's not really an upgrade note. Is okay. I was expecting kind of a migration. Let me see if at the end it says if you have if there are some nodes to upgrade. No, upgrade nodes. Blueprints, API change, rename core blueprint exception tracker. No, okay, this one we are not using it. Upgrade nodes, fmat clamp now has the UI node discard. This one very must be used. Oh my god, okay. That's interesting. So there may be some changes to clamp, but I don't see any. All the rest is bug fixing, bug fixing, bug fixing. So I think we can just, you know, cross our fingers, both hands and feet, and just open the solution again. This is our solution with our 300,000 lines of code. Right, with ALS in the state it was, right, for 425. So at the moment ALS is still that one, but I think it may be okay if so we go in debug game editor Win64. Yes, I already deleted intermediate completely, so I cleaned up the 2 intermediate, and I think we can just say build. See if it's starting, and I think it will start, and then we let it go. This thing will take probably 1 hour, okay, or 40 minutes, so it will take some time, but meanwhile maybe we can do something else. Let me just see if it's starting properly or if it's giving any stupid error. Okay, it's giving some stupid error immediately. Okay, we already have the first problem, which seems to be something inside ALS, which is actually not supported anymore. This U camera shake is not. It seems it's not existing anymore in the new engine. Now, ALS has been upgraded, so I think that what we need to do is to I'm thinking that it is a kind of a, you know, this is a kind of a one-way road. I mean, we can always go back, but I think that the work that I need to put into this will probably not. Look at who did this page, huh? Talad PS, huh? That's me, huh? So yeah, but this is just a documentation page. So this is the guy that is maintaining ALS, at least the version of ALS that we use, and I think there has been some updates for 426. 419 is the version of ALS, is not the version of Unreal Engine. Now the problem is, how do we do this? So what is the best way to upgrade ALS without going too crazy? Okay, let me check something. The first thing I think I did is that I actually checked out. Let me do a git status here and see if we are under git. No, we are not. No, so I didn't check it out from git. I didn't check it out from git, but why it went so crazy? But I think we should have, I don't remember where, but I think probably in the plugin. Version name 4.9. Okay. So at the moment we are in version 4.9. Assuming 4.9 seems to be a bit old, though, huh? Seems to be a bit old. Are we sure we are in 4.9? Because 4.9 was changed 6 months ago. It's possible, yes. It's actually possible. It's actually possible. So they did a lot of changes. So it was in October 2020, the last time I updated. Yeah, it's very possible. So I think that what we can do, we can just check if we have these changes. I should have merged these ones, right? So let me see. Source ALS CPP. So we need to check. Now, the good and the bad of having a library like this that we import is that, you know, someone else did the job of porting it, which is nice. But at the same time, yes, we are on this release because you see that this line is not existing. And at line 965, what? Is it the same file or? What? Why I have a completely different line here? But anyway, we have the fix, right? We have the fix. I'm a completely different line probably because I edited this thing myself. Okay, so we have the change. Okay, we have the change. So we are on 4.9 now. We need to see if we can upgrade from 4.9 to 4.10, 11, 12. So there are really a number of releases. Oh my god. There are really a number of releases. I can also take directly the last one, but 4th of November. Let me see if I have this one, but I don't think I do. No, you see, I still have the old one. So we are on 4.9. We are on 4.9. We are on 4.9. We are on 4.9. Now, the problem is that the changes that I did are fairly significant. So I don't think I can just merge and, you know, hope for the best. I think it's not the way I can do it. I think one way could be to really check, you know, all the changes. Hopefully there are not too many. One by one. And because this guy is doing it pretty cleanly. I think that every time he does a release, you know, he actually publishes like this in a single merge from the branch, and so you can see all the 5 commits that are part of that particular release, right? So I think it's done in a fairly clean way. So, or we get, but this stuff, for example, we didn't, this stuff we never tested. Maybe some of this we can apply. Character movement component, maybe I can, you know, I'm thinking what is the best way to do it, because if I have to do it manually, I think it will take me quite a bit of time. Hello, Gian. 444 upgrade to U5 preview. I don't know. What is the name of the number of the stream today? I don't remember. It's 432. Okay, so you're expecting in 2 weeks, in 10 days to upgrade to U5? No, thank you. I think the last upgrade I did was 1 year ago, roughly. So in July 2020. So I'm going very, very cautious, you know, on the changes. I'm thinking what is the best way for us to do this. I think what is the best way for us to do this, because if I do it release by release, I'm going crazy. Because I have 2 things to check. One, if they changed any U assets or not. If they did not change any U asset, it's perfect. Because our U assets, you know, so that is probably the first check I need to do. So I need to check, okay, what did they change on 410, right? And on 410, it seems that they changed only CPP. Only CPP here, only CPP here. Okay, this is just the version update, so it's just changing the number, so it's not really... this is an interesting one, by the way, because was a missing. Oh no, it's the opposite. He removed the default value. Interesting. And then there is a forward declare that he changed. Okay. So let's say that 4.10, we should be able to upgrade fairly easy, for what I understand. The problem are all the others. Because after 4.10, we have 4.11. And 4.11... there is this merge pull request, which contains, wow, 9 commits. Woo! Woo! That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit, boys. I think I need to do it one by one, boys. I think because just executing this patch on our file, I don't think it's gonna work because I did significant changes to it. Fix foot IK issue on package game because of corrupt data on offset. Interesting. We are having an issue like this. But this one I think is the one that I suggested some time ago. Let me just check. ALS character animation instance. Is under what? Is under character animation. ALS character animation instance. 260. I did it similar to what they did. Okay, so this one was not checked in by him in the version, but I did it myself. You see? So we did the same fix. Me and him did the same fix without knowing. I can compare, but I mean, no, I'm just looking at the change that they did, but I can't do this, you know. I can't download the latest, apart from the U assets, put them on top of my sources. So just unzip it, you know, on top of my sources, and then see this is just some debug stuff that I can revert, so it's not. This is just some debug that I added as a test, so I can. I think I can just revert this file. So I could, yes, copy over, you know, all the sources, and then see the changes. The problem is that it will be a mix of their changes and my changes, you know. So because I have, you know, I have my, so just to explain a second, maybe you give me a better way. So here is 4.9, which are the release in which we are, okay? But on 4.9, I did a significant amount of changes. Let's say mostly on one class. So it's mostly it's mostly 2 or 3 files. I mean, it's not a lot, okay? It's not a lot. It's just 2 or 3 files. But on those 2 or 3 files, there are a significant amount of changes. So I did my changes here. Then they did in parallel, you know, their changes to they did in parallel their changes, right? Bringing it to 4.19 or whatever it is now, right? So if I just take the diff between 4.9 and 4.19 and then I compare it versus my file, I will see also all the differences that I did. Now, I don't know if I remember them all, so that's the only point. But that's probably the easiest, you know, for me to download 4.19, extract it on top of my version, and then look change by change, right? And validate change by change, assuming that I remember all my changes. But if not, I can check here. Now, the problem, what I want to see is if they change the U asset, because the U asset is a problem. But the majority of this version of ALS is C++. So I think they did changes. Holy shit, here did a reformat of the code. Why? 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 Okay. That is quite a change. Why? Reformat of the code. Why? But okay, it did it, so there is nothing we can do about it. Code quality improvements. Yeah, there are a million changes, boys. If I compare the two, it will take me forever to compare all of this stuff and know what is mine and what is not mine. Probably it's easier to do the opposite. Probably it's easier to do the opposite. So to take my changes on 4.9 and redo them on top of this. I've never been in this situation. Well, I'm in this situation because you know because I'm using a plugin that evolved by itself in parallel to what I did. So, you know. But you see that all of this is C++. So actually, but yeah, I think it's easier if I do the opposite. If I take 4.9, if I re-download 4.9, I clean, I put it on top of my sources, and you meant you are not good at source control? Because I see that the changes are massive. They did so many freaking changes. And here we are only at 4.11. Then there is 4.12, 4.13, 4.14, you know? 5 commits. There is the 4.26 upgrade. Resaved assets with 4.26. Okay. Okay. So here starts the trouble. Here starts the trouble. Now, if it's only a resave, I think it's perfectly fine. The problem is if it's not just a resave, but if they also changed some stuff in it without telling us. Right? You see, all these are binaries. UAsset, 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 UAsset. So now we didn't put any comments, so he just resaved everything for 4.26. He just said the reason. By the way, I can ask him, maybe I can find him online and read this. He's usually kind of available. Well, he's not answering a lot, but let me see if he's online. Seems not. But I can ask anyway. Asking is not... No, he's offline at the moment. I can say, hi, when you released v4.12, which updates to EU 426, I see you resaved all assets. Did you also make any changes to those assets, or can I assume those are identical? Thanks. I'm trying to upgrade my project to 426 as well. Okay, I sent him a message. I don't know if he will reply, but maybe he will tell us. I will assume for now that this resave of all the assets is just a resave. Okay. So here is 4.12. Now it seems that he did a number of changes after this. So after 4.12, we have, wow, so many releases, boys. We have a 4.12 hotfix. Hotfix. This one is very simple. It's just access to yes, because it's because it's not possible anymore. You have to call set replicated. Yeah, this happened to me as well. If you try to call be replicated movement, it's telling you that it's private and you cannot do it. You have to call set replicated movement. It was working in the past, but okay. So this hotfix is very, very simple. Luckily for us. Wow, there are so many releases after that. What the hell it did? Oh my god. Here we have two commits. Two commits. Sorry, my English is so-so. Okay, one is just changing 413. And here starts the trouble. And here starts the trouble. So here he did changes to the blueprints. He did changes to blueprints. He also did changes to a skeleton somehow, to some of the poses. Oh my god, Jesus mine. He may have been forced to do it because probably he was clashing. I don't think he changed it just to be cool, you know, but I think he changed it probably because he was clashing with some 426 already existing variable. So that happened to me also in plane shift. We had like a variable called state or something, and or stance, probably stance. I had to rename it to PS stance because it was clashing with some other internal. But you know, it seems that here really starts our trouble, boys. Really starts our trouble. So there is at least one place where it did changes to that. .414 doesn't have a 414 doesn't have a pull request. What do you mean? So how do I see the changes in this case? How do I see the changes if there are no pull requests? Probably is in the name. Wait. It's only this one. He changed another EU asset. Holy fuck. Okay. So if we want to upgrade to this, yeah, and you change it again and again. Why in these changes I only see this? So like he updated this and then he changed the UID. So he improved the UID somehow. The HUD, I mean, whatever, the HUD. Updated README. Ah, this is an easy one. Okay. Updated README, we take it. We merge it easy. It changed. Why is always changing this file continuously? I don't understand. It's changing the version here, and then it's changing something in the HUD, and nothing else. I'm clicking on the wrong things, or this is the only thing that it did in that tag. This commit does not belong to any branch of this repository. Oh shit. GG. Why I always see this? I don't understand. I think I'm missing some changes. Because it seems that there is only changing the UID, or... Yeah, probably the UID have version on it, but why I see only this change? Because probably just showing me the most recent change, because I only see the HUD change, you know, and nothing else. I don't see any other commit. So where is the rest? I don't get it. I don't understand what is going on in these releases. I only see this now. While before I was seeing, you see, showing two change file. While before I was seeing a pull request, which was containing all the changes. Now I only see this. I'm clicking on something wrong or what? Am I clicking on something bad? You see? I only see this. While in the previous one, if I take the, I don't know, the 411, you see, there was a merge pull request, which was including, you know, including all the changes. And here I had all the commit on the pull request. So I don't understand what is going on. Why in the latest I don't have this anymore? Probably because it didn't work. It didn't work on a separate branch anymore. It worked on the main branch directly. Probably because here it was merging from main into main from dev, while here in these tags, you know, the last one is 4 days ago. Let me see what it changed 4 days ago. Yeah, but you see that here it did changes. You see, make mantle trace channel configurable, fix some trace issue. You see? This was also 4 days ago. Is flagged 419. Merge pool. It's just done slightly differently, but I can find them here. Added the Discord invitation button for official server. What the fuck? Interesting. Ah, in the README. Okay. Huh. Okay, so the realization of this is that there have been a million changes. Interesting. There have been a million changes. So this will be a project into the project to do the upgrade, right? But I remember this name. This guy is one of our Patreons. I think, yes. This guy is one of our Patreons. I think I have a job for him to upgrade this thing. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't think he's in our Discord though. Let me try. He's offline, but yes, he's in our Discord. Okay, anyway. How do we proceed? I mean, we have a quick fix. Okay, so we can do one thing, right? At the moment... Ah, yes, because I reverted the thingy. At the moment, we are failing for a very simple problem, which is this Ui camera shake that has been changed. Now, we may ignore everything else and just go into the 4.12, which I think it was the change where he upgraded to the new Unreal Engine version. And here there was also the fix. I think it was here. Yes, the use new camera shake class, you see. So yes, so is basically what he's doing that we can do manually and fuck it is to do this, and then he's basically doing this, and then now I don't know if the assets needs to be changed, but doesn't seem so. And then he forward declares this. I don't know why, but if he did it, it seems to be a good idea. And so this will fix at least this compilation problem that we have, right? So it's a kind of a quick fix to skip that error. And that we can do. Let me put the music. So that we can do. Now. Are you on 426 now? No, I'm doing the upgrade. The name, read the name of the stream. There is also a question mark. So I'm trying to upgrade to 426 right now. Exactly at this moment. History is getting written. Is being written right now. At the moment we are on 425.2, which is of July 2020. But I'm trying tonight to go to 426. Okay, it seems anyway that the compiler liked the change, at least the fix for 426, and It started to compile. All of this for adding the fur and the groffel, yes. Exactly. Ouch. Ouch. Interesting one. What? None of the 5 overloaded could convert all argument types? What do you mean? Are you speaking about Codex name or what? I mean, did they really change the way f-string is working? Please. Why did they change how f-string is working? Come on. No. Because I have a mistake. Very nice. Okay, because I actually had a mistake. Perfect. So I was initializing it with a 0 instead of with an empty thingy. But it was working before, which is interesting. Was working before, boys. Now, I think it's good anyway for us to upgrade, you know, not staying too much behind, because this will allow also us to adapt, you know, the new features like the water system. I think is probably the one that we need the most. And yes, it's a bit of work, but I think it's better if we do it regularly. And I think that once a year is okay, you know, or once every 6 months is also okay. But I think once a year is okay. Okay, I just want to see if the builder continues and goes through. If it goes through, you know what is the problem that I'm thinking about ALS? Is that we also did changes to the animation blueprint. We added swimming, we added sitting on a chair, we added sitting on the ground, we added riding horses, so all of that stuff that is done in blueprints and is inside the ALS animation blueprint, you know, I will have to redo if we do a clean update of the plugin. So that's really a problem. That's really a problem. fdebug dump stack trace to log doesn't take 0 arguments. Okay, so they changed this function for some reason. May I know what it takes? Hello, Visual Studio. Hello. Hello. Visual Studio is parsing files in solution. Parsing files in solution. Okay, let's continue with the reading the stuff while Visual Studio is trying to understand what it has to do. Volumetric Clouds. We added a new cloud rendering system for large-scale cloudscapes and atmospheric fog that offers full dynamic, material-driven workflow for cloud creation, with quality across console and desktop platforms. Oh, he arrived now, you see? We saw the pop-up. So he's taking the verbosity level. Okay, easy. E-log verbosity. We go to what? We go to verbose. We go to verbose. Easy. Easy change. Let's recompile again. The material team was artist friendly. I like this artist friendly. So it means that it's something you can click, you know, on it. You don't need to use like C++ or using volume texture to create any number of cloud types and variation. Very nice. Very nice clouds. Or even a cyclone. They can be combined with weather effects you create. Very good. The cloud system fully integrates and supports interaction in environment and lighting. Skylight. Two-directional lights representing the sun and the moon. Get started using the cloud system by dragging the volumetric cloud. So this is the new thing. Okay, so you need to drag into your level this volumetric cloud and see what happens. I think we are doing clouds now the old way, but we can convert to this if we learn it. What do you mean one succeeded? You finished compiling already? No, I don't believe you. What do you mean? What? I don't believe you. One succeeded? Really? One succeeded. Okay. In theory, he recompiled the whole plane shift thingy. I don't believe him, but he says so, so probably he did. Okay, assuming that he did, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna the cloud thing is gonna kill your PC, really? You think he has bad performances? Maybe he has scalability, no? I mean, if he recompiled, I think we are gonna launch the editor and see what happens. I cannot imagine. The ALS v4 CPP plugin was designed to be built for 425. Do you want to attempt to load it anyway? Yes. I want to attempt to load it anyway. They say that you can apply dynamic, but also static, and you can apply, they called stylized, something like stylized lightning to it, so that I think is a simpler way to avoid you know, having to ray trace the light through the clouds fully. Okay, so our project in theory is trying to start. Now is compiling 1 million shaders. I think I don't have the maps, right? I don't have the maps, which is great. We only have a subset of the maps. We only have 3 or 4 maps. We have, though, all the particles, all the textures, all the items. So obviously this thing is going to, I think, take some time to recompile shaders, but it's okay. So we will let it go. I think it will take about 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I don't know how much, depends, but I think it will take a bit. Sky Atmosphere component improvement. The Sky Atmosphere component sees several new and improved features. Make user to use and scalable quality. You see? And scale quality. So they implemented some scaling, right? Okay. Sky can now receive shadows from clouds. Improve scalability using a slider for the sample count user trace atmosphere. Some stuff they created to be used in films, yes. I understand. I understand. For cinematics, higher quality. Real-time skylight capture. Skylight now support real-time skins capture for atmosphere cloud and blah blah blah. So you can basically capture the clouds, you know, in your skylight so that the indirect light will be applied properly, I guess, to all the objects in the scene based on the time of the day. Very, very nice. I don't know if we need it, but okay. Environment light mixer. A new environment light mixer brings all your environment lighting component for scale directional light in a single window. Ah, okay. So there is the one we were seeing before. So they created this thing, which is bringing all the sky objects into a single panel, so you can change them all, man. I mean, at the same time. This could be nice. And you see that Volumetric Cloud by default doesn't exist. But if you click on this button, it will appear here on the right side. Okay, and so you will also have the Volumetric Cloud, which was the picture we saw before. Oh, this is really what we need, huh? Why experimental? Wasn't released in this release? I think it was released. Yes, because it's in .2. That is the one that we are using now. That is fully released. Here it was still in beta, I think. Fully featured rendering system, large open world, and ability to create rivers, lakes, ocean using spline. So basically, for what I understand it, you are using a spline, you know, and you are saying, I never use spline in Paint, but use a spline, and then you say, hey, this is a river, and then you give him the proper texture, materials, and stuff. And he's creating the river. And then if you need to move it, you move the spline, right? Which is pretty cool. I think it was possible to do it pretty much the same way before, the way that we were creating like roads or anyway repeatable thingies, right? So in the landscape, there was the spline in the landscape, and they was already doing a bit of that. You could multiply the mesh, but I think in this case it's made for water, so it's not, you know, as I think it's doing it in a fluid, in a fluid simulation. Wow, this picture is insane. Wow. Some Fortnite for us? Yeah, some Fortnite. Wham! Ah, look at the trail. He has a trail in the water. Ah. Very necessary changes. No, I mean, depends. For certain games, maybe it's very needed. The water plugin makes use of the existing landmass plugin in order to let water body actor interact with the surface using non-destructive landscape. Blah, 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 blah. The water system represents two functional components. Blah, blah. Water rendering. Ah, the underwater. Yeah, this is very important because we didn't have an underwater. Well, we have an underwater, but it's not really working great. So maybe You know, their default underwater is better than what we have today. So I think we can try to use that. Why not? Why not, boys? Yeah, then there is a way to transition, which is very nice, between a river and a lake, right? So that's good. So they understand that. A caustic generation tool. Oh my god. So there is a tool dedicated only to caustics, which are the white light that you see here in the water. Very nice. The single layer with shader. Water body, actors, and editing. Whenever you're adding water to a small scene or to an open world, creating and editing them should be fairly seamless. Yes, please. Water body actor enable you to choose from a variety of water body type. It can be placed in your lab to represent water, such as river, lakes, and oceans. The spline-based workflow for each of these will be nice. So you see, they now understand rivers and lakes, right? And it is helping us so much. If it's done well, this is helping us so much. The following features are available. Create simple or complex world using different body water actors, support blending and editing. Landscape, yeah, we need someone to learn this stuff and do it. Then at the end will probably be me, but you know, I tend to be a positive guy. Hoping someone else will help me. Water bodies feature simulation. Simple to complex water. Now for us will be simple, I guess. So we will not make the super shiny like Caribbean beaches, but we will try to make a simple one, but still. Is our editor still compiling shaders? Yes, it is. It's still at 45% going strong. Then what? The spline-based workflow provide quick access to editing and duplicating water bodies to fill your world. Very, very nice. An interactive fluid physics simulation allowed the character and object interaction with water surfaces. Nice. You can give it to people with high spec PC. I don't think so. It is only for high spec PC, in the sense that this tool is allowing you to create, you know, so it's basically helping you through splines and shapes to create the water system. Then if you put on top a very, very simple material, you know, I don't think it will be a problem for normal PC. Obviously, if you start to use, you know, fluid physics and all the foam and you start to add a million layers, yes, but if you just put a normal texture on top of it, which is moving a bit. Ah, yes, the detail stuff. Yes, exactly, exactly. Maybe we can enable disable, so you can have, you know, in the options, you can have enable ripples, foam, and splashes. So if you really have a 390, if you have a high-end graphic card, maybe you will see this stuff, right? Okay, so anyway, the water, I think for me, is the biggest and most important system of this release that we need, and it will simplify the creation of rivers, and it will simplify, you know, the maintenance of that if you need to change it or move it. So while we design the world, I think it would be very nice, and so I think we should use the system. We should learn and use the system. Movie render queue workflow enhancement beta. This is more for rendering stuff, so we don't really care about it.
Render queue. With a new improved interface, it is now easier to visualize your queued camera shots, allowing you to choose which camera sequence you want included in your final output. Among the many enhancements to the movie render queue that enables high-quality media rendering, It is now possible to output render passes such as camera motion vectors, seed depth, ambient occlusion,
Okay, so they made it even better, you know, if you have to render some cutscenes or... But at the moment, I think we're not gonna use that. New workflows. What is this? There are several new workflows supporting exporting and rendering. Okay, so you're supporting new tools, open color AI integration. Okay, so also this one we don't really need. I mean, it's not something we use. Render pass support. This is also for movies. New codecs, which is always nice. 86%, 90%. Okay, our game is popping up. I mean, it's like starting. New compression, zip files, but still in the rendering queue, so we don't care too much. Sequencer non-linear animation. Non-linear animation able to quickly create, modify, join, blend animation as in order to create new animation and cinematics. It improves blending sequence together. I mean, we didn't work much with the sequencer and cinematics, but I think we will have some in the game in the future, or at least I would like to add some. And maybe in certain places that you visit, you will see a bit of cinematics, so why not? And so this may help us as well, but it's not something we will use immediately. So you can basically put two animations and then blend them. Maybe we can use it also for something else. Also in the sequencer. There is multiple displays. Oh, I think something is happening because I hear my 95%. 95%, boys. Multi-GPU support with NVIDIA NLink. Okay, so if you have two 390 and you want to put them in parallel, you can. Right? Okay, all this stuff is stuff that we don't need. We don't care. I don't know if you see the small dot, you know, where we are in the list. We did like 10%, but yeah, I mean the rest is just a list of changes. These are all the major features. Oh, the editor is coming up. The editor is popping up, boys. Hello, mods. I will say mod Z. Hello. Hi. We are feeling the emotion of trying to upgrade it to 426, which is you know, which is always a nice feeling, but there is a difference between expectation and reality, and our expectations are very high, like everything will work immediately, but the reality will be that the migration will be painful. But it's okay, we are ready for pain. It's okay. We are game developers at the end, you know? So we are used to it. Okay, it's compiling shaders. I think that we will let it go a bit more and then we start to play with the editor and see how broken it is. So let's continue just with the review of the 426 updates. Cluster rendering, chaos beta. We have added simplicity render for real-time features. Chaos to achieve visual coherency when rendering across cluster. I don't understand what this means, but it seems that the chaos system is the one that is used to destruct stuff in game. So like you are breaking a table and you see that it goes in pieces to the ground, and I don't know, they improved something here. In-camera VFX template. Live link. Setting up scenes where you have integration with additional external hardware. Collaborative template, we've seen it already. Voice communication in collaboration sessions. You can communicate with other users in a session using voice over IP, right? So I think this was possible already. I think the difference now is possible in collaborative sessions, but I think that for us will mean that if we want, we can enable voice over IP, like so you can speak with other players in the game. I don't know if it's a good idea for an MMO. I think that people can just go on Discord and speak there while playing the game. I don't think that putting, you know, all the effort of voice communication inside the game is worth it for us, while you can just open Discord and speak. But it's true that you want to speak with someone unknown that you meet, and so maybe you want to speak with him, but I don't know. Redesigned UI. All UI elements have been redesigned. Oh my god, what does it mean? Only in this part of collaborative review. Okay. That's only for the collaborative review. We don't care. Remote control. Yes, we have seen this already. You can basically control remotely stuff. You have this widget to control stuff. Chaos Physics Beta. Fortnite a lot. Chaos Vehicles? What does it mean, Chaos Vehicles? What does it mean? It means that the vehicle is gonna explode, or I don't understand Chaos Vehicles. What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know, the video is just doing nothing. Is the particles at the back? No, the particles at the back are just particles. I don't know. To experiment making a chaos vehicle. Otherwise, to convert the physics vehicle to a chaos vehicle. I don't know. There is something that I don't understand in this thing. Zen Loader. We are releasing a runtime Zen Loader for next generation console to leverage the latest in hardware technology benefit. Improve load time, reduce load time, new input, new API. Wow. Improved mesh creation tools. Vehicles use physics. Okay. The mesh creation tool has been expanded with additional tools to enhance to further facilitate the creation of mesh assets inside the engine. So basically, instead of using Blender, you use Unreal directly. I don't know why they just don't make the Blender integration better and seamless. They have a full 3D tool available. Why I need to do it in Unreal, I have no idea. It's free. Blender is free. The updates to the toolset create an expanded workflow for basic modeling and editing tasks. Okay. And then you have your Blender model not updated, and so... But anyway. Edit plugins. They own Unreal, not Blender. Yeah, but... You know, what's the point? You will never reach the quality of Blender inside Unreal, so why someone should start to model inside Unreal? Why? Why not just make, you know, a seamless integration between a seamless import-export between Blender and Unreal. I think they are doing it already. There are Blender tools, but it seems always to be kind of a side project, you know, not the main project. Maybe they have some push from Autodesk and other, you know, other companies not to make it too Blender specific. But primitive creation toolbar. You can create now objects. Yeah, but you know, you can create a cylinder, a cone, okay, but then I need to skin it. I need to rig it. I need to, you know, UV paint it. I need to. So why I should do it here? Why? What is this? People use Maya. Yeah, exactly. Improve mirror tool. Okay. Boolean bool. Yeah, these are all the tools for mesh editing, but I think I don't know, at the moment I don't see a purpose for us to edit. So, or you give it to players. That could be interesting, right? So if you can have a runtime, is this runtime? No, I don't think it's runtime, but if you can have a runtime editing of meshes made by players, a bit like it was the first Second Life, you know? The first Second Life, you could do that with cones and spheres, and it was looking like insane. Like, wow, we can create a cone real time in 3D inside a game, inside a multiplayer game. It was insane, by the way. It was a real breakthrough at that time, though, 20 years ago. Oh, improved sculpting tools. This one I think we care. We still miss 9,000 shaders, boys. But I don't know, I think we will play. As soon as we finish this list, we will start to play and see what happens. Improved sculpting tools. Okay. Sculpting deformation tool have been extended. New brushes. Nice. Custom weight maps. Nice. Smoothen displays. Very nice. Datasmith exporter. Nice. Metadata. Rhino. Improved USD live actor stage importer. I don't know what is it. It's okay. Alembic streaming beta. Alembic streaming. Alembic is widely used through the media entertainment industry for mechanical caching, complex static animated, blah blah blah. Unreal Engine now supports streaming cached Alembic data directly into the engine. Ah, you see? This is exactly what I would like to have from Blender. So a Blender streaming data, so that you have two windows, you know? You have one screen on your right and one screen on your left, so and you stream changes directly. That would be so nice. And there is Maya 2019 here at the top. Wow, that's something. Inter-process GPU texture sharing beta. Wow, what a title! Look at this title, boys. If you make a new child, you should name it like this. Instead of naming your child John, you should name it Inter-process GPU texture sharing beta. Okay, what does it mean? Texture Share is a new plugin that efficiently sends and receives GPU textures and buffers between Unreal Engine and other processes while bypassing the CPU. Texture Share supports synchronization mechanism and thread barriers that currently is kept between shared applications. For end display or multi-GPU. I don't know, Because, you know, they said Unreal Engine 5, you know, millions of polygons. And actually here there is the Unreal Engine 5 demo. Unreal Engine 5, millions of polygons, no problems. But now, slowly, they are starting to say to you, oh, by the way, you can share between GPU, you can have, you know, the NVIDIA link for multiple 390. Where was it? Here above, you know. So then when Unreal Engine 5 will come out, maybe they will say, oh, you know what? Yeah, it's working, but you need to have a render farm of 20 319 GPU linked together with your baby name in it. New virtual camera beta. Interesting. What is it? Slider snapping. Numpad. This is like for augmented reality applications, I guess. Virtual reality, augmented reality applications, if I understand it right. Or maybe I didn't understand what it is. But anyway, we don't care. Frame accurate video feedback, DMX plugin, sequencer, DMX, we don't care. Okay, I think we're pretty much at the end of the list. Stage monitor. The new stage monitor tool connects all the machines into a multi-user session, report performance. Okay. This is still for multiple live link. Okay, I think we are at the end of the end. Control rig branching and looping. Control rig branching and looping. Branching and looping give the ability to create flexible dynamic control rigs with minimal amount of setup. Because in 4.6 there is also the new rig, no? Allowing looping allow users to create dynamically populated. They can be iterated upon. This if you can reduce the size of the graph. I don't think I understand, but like you can group parent type name include recursive get control transform. I don't get it too much. I think there is the new. Did you use already the new control rig? I mean the new rig that they did for the mannequin. This one, control rig component. Because it's new. I mean, I think it's different from the one that we had in 425. Or it was already in 425, maybe, that they added it. New setup event, skeleton and control. Full body IK solver. Works on any skeleton. Very nice. GPU light mass. We missed 6,000 shaders, but I think we will go there before we finish. New GPU light mass. If you want even more light. Unreal insight. A lot of insight. Memory insight. With the addition of memory insight, Unreal Light gives you visibility on this is very nice. This is very nice for profiling, understanding where you use the memory, what is going on. Slate Insight to help UI developers. Nice. Very nice. This one I think we can use. Because we have so many widgets. We have like 34 windows now. Now, I don't know if we really, I mean, if we can really optimize them, but I think it would be nice. Mobile rendering, dynamic spotlights, pixel project. Anyway, there is an insane amount of updates. An insane amount of updates. Insane amount. Now, we are not going to use all of this stuff, obviously. We're going to use a very limited, no, but this means that the engine is really improving. You know? It's like pushing to be the best engine in the world. Okay. I think the insights are very nice. Yes. Python 377 supports. Okay. Not as many improvements. macOS supports. Okay. Object property tracing in animation insights. Experimental though. Anim node property access system. Animation blueprint node can now have their pin exposed parameters bound to any accessible property in your game via the property access system. What is this function thingy? So you are linking translation to velocity? No, I don't understand. You are linking this property to a function somehow? No, I don't understand. That is always accessible. Binding multiple nodes to the same value. Binding. But I understand this picture. I mean, the only thing that I see different in this picture is that I have a function below a pin. This one we need to test and understand a bit. Support binding to functions, arrays, linked object, nested structure, and all the combination of the above. Oh my god. So you can link, so you can, for example, scale, bone scale. You see, so you have a pin, but so basically instead of having the bone scale here as a node, which is then linked into this, you put it inside the box. Holy shit. Quartz. What is Quartz? Quartz Beta. A new audio tool provides a new way to schedule on set sounds. Nice. Audio modulation. That can be interesting actually. To do some audio changes in Unreal would be nice. This I think is nice. I think we may use it for something. Audio stream, desktop render, mobile defer render. Mobile we don't care at the moment. Anisotropy red is ready for production. UMG and Slate input debugging tools. While debugging user interface, reproducing an input, for example, from a gamepad without interfering with the process can be challenged. With this release, we provide a tool for debugging UI navigation. Very nice. This can be nice as well. They are making this engine insane. They are making this engine insane. Insane. They are adding so much stuff. So much stuff. And the engine is free, boys. I mean, it's free with terms and conditions. But anyway, you know, it's free is free with closes, but Azure Spatial Anchor. Interesting. Okay, and here we go in the real smaller stuff, but variant manager, chunk and loader plugin. Yeah, I've seen this one. This is basically our updater. You know, they made a system that you can patch your game with this chunk downloader. This one I've seen because I've seen a video of it when they were explaining the system by Epic, and but we have our own patcher, which I think works much better than this one, because this one is able to download one .pack and is able to upload and download one pack, while what we do, we binary diff the pack and we apply the patches, which is much better than this. Much better, boys. Plane shift is more advanced. Yeah, one day we should move to Niagara. At the moment we are using the old cascade system for all our particles. So all the 100 spell effect that I made, I will have somehow to redo one day. Ah, pain. Yeah, it is, Sean. It is really good. These days is really good. I'm really happy I made the choice of Unreal Engine. Really happy. Versus Unity or versus at that time the Ogre 3D, the open engine, or Godot or anything else. I'm so happy I made that decision. The 100 spells. The 100 spells. Cascade to Niagara converter. Experimental. Do you think that it will look completely different, or like, okay, it converts, but the result is completely different? To use it, enable Cascade to Niagara converter. We can try it. Once enabled, you will be able to right click on Cascade. Why didn't I put this thing at the first element in the list? Once enabled, you will be able to right click on Cascade and select Convert to Niagara System. Oh my god. Oh my god, I want to do it now. I want to do it right now. Particle. Particle spells. New. Azure. Let me take a fairly complex spell just because I want to be annoying. For example, this one. And let me try to right click and asset action. No. And right click. And right click. And once enabled, you'll be able to right click on Cascade Particle System Asset. Cascade Particle System Asset. And select Converting Access to Generic. Bro. Do I have to... you mean that I convert an emitter? I mean a single emitter, or what? I need to enable the plugin because it's experimental. Right click. No. Okay, so yeah, maybe it's a plugin. Cascade to Niagara converter plugin. Yeah, probably it needs to be enabled. You are right. The icons are a bit different, or what? The icons looks a bit different. Plugins. Plugins. Niagara. Cascade to Niagara Converter. Beta. I know. Enabled. Is in beta version and might be unstable or removed without notice. Use with caution. Are you sure you want to enable? I don't know. My mouse. I don't know. Should I do it? Oh, yes. I did it. Unreal Editor must be restarted for the plugin to take effect. Okay. Let's do this. This plugin is outdated. Do you want to do this? Yes, I want. 426, huh? So much tension, yes. Will the plugin burn completely my PC? Or not? Right click. Convert to Niagara system. I'm gonna click it. Dan 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 dan. Dan 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 dan. Niagara system. Imbibe lore converted. Okay. Okay. Now show it to me. It takes like 2 hours to load instead of the old one. Okay. Okay. We have all the system here. Outer ring. Inner ring. Center beam. Sparks. Okay. It's compiling shaders, I think. Or not. No, I think it finished. It looks like shit, but it's okay. Well, it looks... Well, no, it doesn't look like shit. I mean, it's still compiling, there's still one material that is working on. There is still one... You see the one material that is broken? I don't know if it's broken because it's broken, or it's broken because it's recompiling it. Oh, you can pause now! You can pause in the timeline like this. Oh, that's very, very nice. Oh, that's very, very nice. Why this one is broken though? Enable isolation for this emitter. Which one is the broken emitter? None of them. Okay. What do you mean? I know this one, Helix. Helix is broken for some reason. It looks like it doesn't have oh my god, I need to relearn all of this. Holy shit. I need to relearn all of this. No, please. No. Where is no? No. Fuck. I need to... Okay. Spiral. I think his only issue is that he's not associating the material to the mesh. Even if there is an explicit material here, which is this wipe, but for some reason the override material was not clicked.
Oh yeah.
Explicit material. Yeah, there was only this thing not clicked. For some reason. There was only this thing not clicked. That, wow. Apart from that, I think we kind of have it, boys. Apart from that, it's not too bad, I have to say. The color is completely different, but it's different because we have a black background instead of a white background. And it is gonna do a lot of change, you know, to make it look very, very different. If I go to a gray background here as well, you know, I think the two are gonna look very, very similar. I'm quite impressed by this. I think they are actually. I'm watching the particles moving. I think they are actually identical. Wow. 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 Let me redeem clap clap.
Clap, clap. Well done.
Clap, clap, well done, Trevor. Very nice. That is insane. There is something missing in the center. There is something missing in the center. Yeah, maybe a bit. You are right. There is the one that expands. No. It's here. It's here. No. It's here. The one that expands here in the middle is there. I think they look absolutely identical. Or similar. Now, identical, I don't know. Because, like, the speed at which the middle helix goes up, I don't know if it's really... No, it looks very, very, very similar. Would be nice to compare the FPS, you know, of one and the other. Like putting 100 of those in a level and then 100 of these in a level and see what is the difference, right? In theory, it should be better. But I will do the test, for sure. I will do the test. Before converting. I mean, before deciding to use it. I don't know exactly the advantages of this system, but I think is newer and he has more options, you know, more capabilities, but also I think it scales a bit better. And the old one sooner or later will be removed. I think more later than sooner because there is so many people using it and so many games using it that I think will be, you know. Okay, but anyway, we have 426. What should we do? Should we launch the game? I think we launch the game and see what happens, boys. Because we don't have any compile errors or anything. Message log was empty. So there are no compilation errors, boys. I think most likely, you know, the thing that can really fail he added new effects. But I don't want to save anything. No, what the thing that they can fail is really ALS at this point, right? Okay, let's start the server. Let's start the server. The ALS plugin is complaining, but for now, we say yes. He's complaining, I think, just because he has declared in the plugin information. Uh-oh. I think we have some warnings. But I think I had these warnings before as well. Set replicate called on non-initiated actor, default replicate, directly setting set replicate, correct procedure for any tag. Now these are new warnings, but I think these new warnings are helping us. because probably they are exposing potential mistakes that we did in the past, right? The server is building 1 million meshes. Yeah, the Cascade viewport, yes, was insanely bad. I agree. When you were trying to understand, you know, like when you were trying to put some geometry, and sometimes you were moving in the viewport and you were losing your particle, and it was nearly impossible to go back, you know. Yeah, the viewport, I agree. The viewport of Cascade was a mess. But at the end, I mean, it was working. It was doable. It was. I don't know exactly what I'm watching, but I think I'm watching 1 million meshes getting rebuilt. And I don't even know if my my server is actually starting or not. But it's very different. Some of the messages here in the log are different. And some of the warnings are different. So, I mean, also the icons in the editor looks different. I mean, the icons doesn't make a lot of difference, I know. But what I mean is that, I mean, it's not just a small upgrade. I think that it's a lot that went through in that year. Right? Also because the people were all in pandemic, and so all the developers were working, you know, more efficiently. They had no pubs to go, you know, no friends to meet, you know. So they worked like hell in 2020. Okay, our server says that is up and running and accepting connections. Okay. Now we launch our client. And apart from the same plugin, or maybe the opposite. No. If you give more time to a programmer, it will work more. There's no way. I mean, if he's working on something that he likes, obviously. If he's working on something that he doesn't like, it will just be, you know, on YouTube the whole day. But if you're working for Epic and you're working for Unreal, I assume that you like it. Okay. Our game started, boys. But this is easy, you know, this is just a UI, so UI easy. Settings, easy. Music volume, easy. Okay. Controls, okay. All these panels seems to be fine. But now, the real test. Login. Pain. No, it's building texture, Don't panic. We can do this. It's building texture, it's normal. It will lose the connection probably one time, it's okay. It's building 1 million textures. The first time we launch it, we have 0 cooked content, 0 pre-built content. It's perfectly fine. It's fine. We are relaxed. We are relaxed. There is no issue. Look at my face. There is no issue. No. There is no issue. Don't worry. Yeah, if you have to build all the texture, we will stay here like 3 days. Drum roll. Drum roll. I think we can stay here like 3 days if it's at 45%, you know? You know the mythical 45%? It's compiling shaders. And it's doing it again. So the editor did it once, the server did it once, and now the client is doing it once. They are not saving it in the same place? I think they should. Yeah, no, but the server is doing it differently because the server doesn't really need all the shaders, you know? Probably needs 0 shaders. But anyway, okay, while he's doing that, they will take a bit. Do we have anything else to do? Let's go down. If there is something more. Niagara Component Renderer. The Niagara Component Renderer is an experimental node. They can be added under the renderer stack. It provides pure platform scalability overrides. Interesting. So basically you can group emitters or lights or other stuff, and you can associate them to your scalability settings. So you can say, you know, that for medium, low, high quality, playing audio from what? Playing audio from particles? What the fuck? So you want every single particle to say hello, 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 and you like generate 4,000 of them, and you want the sound in 3D to actually say hello 4,000 times? What the fuck? Okay, I hope it's not that. It's now much simpler to play audio from particle interactions using a simple one-shot fire and forget sound effect, or be more complex such as controlling the pitch of the sound while it's playing. Is improve the workflow? No, but I don't understand how you can use this. It's like when your particle is hitting something else, I may understand it. Like if you have a waterfall, you know, and the waterfall is a particle, and when the particle hits the ground, you may have a swoosh sound. I mean, it makes sense, but you have to be very careful that you don't do it per particle. Otherwise, holy shit. Will be like listening to the world, I mean, to 3 billion people at the same time speaking. But anyway, advanced in Niagara example content. That's very nice. They added more content, more examples. That's always good. Gbuffer data interface. Removed OpenGL desktop rendering. OpenGL was deprecated in 4.23 for using desktop rendering. Vulkan is the supported RHI on Linux. Yeah, we know. We know very well, because our Linux guys, our Linux players, were not very happy about this. But now they decided to buy a new PC, and so maybe they can use Vulkan. Let me see, where is our game? Okay, it's still building. It's still building. But we can try. What the fuck? The music is going crazy. Waited 35 milliseconds for audio thread. Buffer underrun of music. Is complaining a lot about music. In fact, the music is playing like shit. But you know, I mean, for me it's easy. I just launch it again. It's not a problem. Engine exit requested. Yes, I did it like 20 seconds ago. Can you close? Hello? Control C is always a good tool to have. Okay, let's launch it again. And now maybe we'll do something. Yes, ALS, we know we have a problem. We will fix it one day. It's loading. It's giving a lot of on-clicked does not have a valid matching component. What do you mean? It's detecting some issue in the UI as well. But okay. Oh! Oh! Oh, oh, oh! 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 I'm missing a wall level here, but... I'm missing a wall level, but apart from that, I think it's still compiling shaders. There should be a level instead of this. Hello. Yeah, it's compiling shaders. I mean, this obviously will not happen. It's extremely heavy though. The compilation of the shaders is locking my mouse even. Okay, we're getting better, boys. We are slowly getting better. Yes, 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 yes. Compiling shaders. Yes, yes, yes. You can do it, bro. I want to see what happens when I click on the character. Because my worst nightmare, coming from, you know, programming some of this stuff manually, is when your skeleton is completely warped, right? And you don't know exactly why. That is one of my worst nightmares. When you show a character and the animation, the skeleton, the rig, the everything goes crazy, and you go crazy trying to fix it and you don't know how. Okay, still compiling shaders. 677 left. I mean, we can let him go while we read the other stuff. New runtime performance system in sequencer. As complexity scales, the fidelity real-time cinematic. Okay, we are not really real-time cinematic, but Tiger is low in the compilation. Yeah, Tiger is taking about 20% of my GPU, which is pretty annoying. The Tiger... No, at the moment it's taking only 6%. That's good. But I think because it cannot do it, because it's CPU bound in this case, and it cannot really render it properly. So, but usually it's taking like 20%. OBS is taking 20% of my GPU. And I have a 270 now, so 2070. So we upgraded it some time ago, and but anyway, yeah, my face may look a bit not, you know, smooth, but yeah, I know. We are so we are rolling out new underline architecture. Okay, who cares? Sequencer quality, who cares? UI improvement. UI improvement inside the sequencer, outside. Global marker, curve editor, camera shake. Camera shake, source shake, track with and 3 groups enabled. Yeah, they did the changes anyway. Subsequence, now show full break on trail. You can now frame select. Very nice. So many improvement, boys. Evaluation improvement. Live link, color, time code, time, UI, Arkit. Okay. Yeah, we are still on Visual Studio 2017. Now, they are recommending 19, but doing the change is a bit painful to other people. I mean, not to me specifically, but it's a bit painful to other developers because I already asking them to recompile everything. If I also ask them to upgrade the Visual Studio, they will kill me. So... By the way, this thing is still compiling shaders. Why we have this audio buffer underrun so much? There is a new bug, eh? My feeling is that this is a new bug. I don't know. Ah! We have it. At least this level we have it. Okay, now I will click on one of these guys. And if you see a monster, don't go crazy, okay? Because I will already be upset, but I clicked, but nothing is happening. Okay. It looks normal. It doesn't move though. It's moving a bit. It's compiling shaders. It's compiling shaders. It seems to be okay.
Everything will be fine. Don't worry.
It's super slow though. It's super freaking slow. I don't know why. When I rotate the character, I have like 1 FPS. Stat FPS, what is it? I always forget the FPS. Stat FPS, yes. I have 9 FPS sometimes. 9 FPS. What the fuck is going on, guys? Why I have 9 FPS? Tell me. Why? Why I upgraded to 426 to get 9 FPS instead of 80? Yeah, probably still compiling, yes. I think the server is still doing stuff. I hope so. I don't know. I'm trying to make it a bit dramatic, you know, but so that we have more fun. But yes, my CPU is still 100%. I don't know what it's doing, but what the fuck is doing? I don't know what it's doing. Anyway, I have between 9 and 50 FPS random. Like now it's 66. Now it's 12. Now it's 30. Now it's 8. I saw an 8. I mean, it's completely... Yeah, it's like if it's loading still. Okay, let's go into the game. Play! Man, I clicked on play and everything froze. Yeah, the first run. Yeah, I think the first run is like, also because I deleted everything. I deleted all the intermediate, all the stuff, so. Uh-oh. I saw a window closing. Uh-oh. Now we have the problem that the server is still building distance fields. So the server is busy. The client is GG. The server crashed? No, the client crashed. I don't know, something closed. No? I don't know, I see Windows closing, but... it's still compiling shit. Yeah, it's the first run. The dwarf hair, too many calculation. Maybe. You saw the hair, you saw the new hair, right? You saw how it will be. I need to drink something. Wait a second. Drinking. It's still building, and so the client lost connection. But, you know, the client lost connection, and he's still in the loading screen, I think because also the client is still building shit. So, you see, building, this is the client. Building texture, building texture, building texture, building texture, building texture. Now, for you as a player, this will not happen, okay? Because for you as a player, we will recalculate everything at the beginning before giving you the game. So you should not fear about this. Your game will load super quick. Okay, what we can do meanwhile, because this will take a bit, not too much, but maybe another 5 minutes or so. Okay, we finished all the updates, at least what they are called the major updates. Oh my god, my PC is stopped. Don't even know if you can hear me, but major upgrade notes. This is like 200 pages, by the way. I don't think we can read this. It's like 200 pages. I don't know. Is insane. The list is, look, the list is infinite. And by the way, I don't know if this list is starting from 425.0. Probably yes. Probably this list is starting from 425.0. And not from 425.4, right? But I'm not gonna read this. I mean, it's, look, pages, 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 pages. I'm still scrolling down. Pages, 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 pages. New. Look at how many new there are. New, add a support, new, cooker, new, add more, new, introduce, new. Oh my god. So it will take me like I don't know, 10 hours just to read it without understanding it, right? Imagine trying to read it and understanding it. Okay, so GG. We're gonna scroll until the end, so we said that we did it, and that's it. So this is the end. Okay, this is the end of the list. Oh my god, this was incredible. Okay, is our game back? Or... no, it's not. So where was the control rig introduced? I think it was introduced in 425, right? Unreal Engine new control rig. Usually they say 426. It says 426, right? But we saw very little about this in the release notes. It was like you know, they did something just slightly updated. Control rigs in Unreal Engine is a scriptable rigging system that is based on blueprint and mainly designed for controlling property drive animation. No, but sorry, I think I'm saying something wrong. I mean, with a control rig, I mean the actual controls on the rig and the rig itself. I don't mean just the blueprint changes. I mean the actual model changes. Importing a skeletal mesh with a rig hierarchy. The hierarchy bone along with blah, 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 blah. You may want to use control rig system in your project if you are looking to ways to animate in engine, procedurally animate, or creating custom retargeting of full body IK solution. It was a thing in 422, 423. Yeah, but it says, you see that it says 426? Usually it is the date of introduction, but maybe they expanded it, I don't know. Or maybe before it was beta, it was experimental or something, and now it's not anymore, I don't know. Ah, okay, that's it. No, because I need to understand. I don't know if one day we will abandon ALS, but Probably. This one, for example, is 421. I don't know if we will abandon ALS one day, but you know, my feeling is that sooner or later we will, because I mean it's a very nice system, but it's too hard to maintain as separate from the engine. I don't know, at least you see now the problem I have. What happened? My client decided to come alive again. The problem is that he's still compiling shaders, so I don't think he's gonna log in, but let's try. Mannequin is only an example. I don't know. I think most people use Mannequin as their real rig. Now, we created a different rig because we had tails and wings. And so, yes, we have a custom rig. We do have a custom rig. But I think the majority of the people are just using the basic one. Let's go, Melare. With your 14 FPS. You can do it. Zero FPS. 0.4. Holy shit, I never seen 0.4 FPS in my life. No, probably I did, but 0.4 is really something, huh? Ah, rigging controls? Yeah. We also have custom controls. I mean, if you do a custom rig anyway, you have custom controls, right? So we have custom control. We have custom everything. So this is one of the pain of our characters, that we decided to add this freaking tail and wings. And so everything is slightly different. Boys, this thing is going on. I don't know. I can play a video game meanwhile. This thing is going on forever. It's like compiling, shaders. And imagine that at the moment I only have the basic maps. I only have this map and a reduced version of the main city. So I don't have all the maps. At least, let me double check, but yeah, exactly. I only have this once instead of like 100. So, It's already suffering a lot. It's suffering a lot. Both the server and the client are doing the same thing. Now, I don't know if they are doing it differently or they are really trying to do it anyway. So it will be interesting to see if they are, working on the same stuff, or is smart enough, to put in the same cache and so when he finds it, I think he's using the same derived data cache, right? I think he's using the same directory, hopefully. So if one does it, the other is not going to redo it. But we have all the objects. We really have a lot of objects. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of meshes and textures. Hundreds. So I have no idea how much it's gonna take, but the only thing that I know is that I had a directory which was called saved, which was something like, I think, 50 gigabytes, right, of stuff, and I decided to remove it. As you can see, now it's saved XXX, because I wanted to be sure that the new engine was not caching or reusing anything of the old one. And so I completely renamed it. But this one is insanely big. It's like 50 gigabytes. So we are all on SSD, right? So, I mean, it should be fast enough, but I think it's mostly the compilation. I think at the moment, my issue is the CPU. My issue is not the GPU or the disk. My issue is really the CPU at this point. Because you see that my CPU is always 100%, so I need to upgrade my... I don't know if the new i7 has the same socket though, because I mean, I can buy it, but Intel i7 6800K socket. Socket FCLGA 1011 3 something. Let me put it somewhere because I will forget it immediately. FLCLGA 211-3. Okay. That is for my guy. Yes. If I search the 9800K, which I think is one of the newest, or no? No. No. What is the name of the new one? Yeah, now 800. No, if I go Ryzen, it's completely different socket for sure. Socket. No, you see, is already. This one is already a different socket. So I'm already fucked, you know. So I'm already fucked. So if I want to upgrade the CPU, I have to change the motherboard. If I change the motherboard, everything changes. The RAM changes. Everything is GG. Everything is GG. So yeah, you see, I think that my socket, I mean, I think that the socket I have on the motherboard is I already have the maximum core I can. I mean, I can go 6900 instead of 6800. But it's basically the maximum I can get. It's basically the maximum I can get. So, or I change completely my PC. Unfortunately. But I'm really CPU bound now. Really much. Yeah, my processor is old. I mean, it's good. It was very good at that time, but it's now at least 5 years old, 4 years old, maybe 5 years old. So it was super good at the time, but now it's GG. Let me see this i7 6050X. Agree. Holy shit, $1,600 today? Wow. It's going at, this one is going at 17,000. in the pass mark thingy. This one is going at 13,900. 13,900, so let's say 14,000, and mine is going at 10,500. So let's say that I could anyway have a bit of an upgrade of about 30%. I could gain like 30% CPU if I go to the 6900. And he has the same socket. The difference is between this. It's still not a new CPU, but it's not a new CPU. It's 6 core, 12 threads. Mine. This one is 8 core, 16 threads. So it's definitely an upgrade, huh? Well, the other one I think is not reasonable. I mean, the other one that we saw before, the 950, I don't know what the fuck is it, but it's costing 1,700 euro. I don't know. What the fuck is that? Is 10 core, 20 threads. How can this use the same socket? Because all the stuff is doing it internally, yeah? Yeah, but I mean, with this price, bro, with this price, there's no way. I mean, with this price, with 1,700, you know, you can really go reason. I mean, really. I mean, there's no. There are new processor coming out. This Epic is new. I mean, you can go Ryzen 9, you know, with the same with lower price. Ryzen 9 is 4 times faster. I can go Ryzen 9, but if I go Ryzen 9, I have to change everything. So basically I make a new PC. Everything, the memory is different, the motherboard is different, I think even the power supply will be different. Even the power supply will be different. And no, the video card, luckily not, because the video card, I mean the 270, the 2070, I think I can put it on anyway, but meanwhile, Melare, how are you? 3 FPS, good job. Building fields, huh? I don't know if you can see it running tonight. I mean, I can try to click on play, but I think it will lose connection again. The power supply depends on the power. I think I bought a new one because I had a 550 watts, 550, which was very low, but again, it was like 4 or 5 years ago. I changed it because the 2070 needed more power, and so I couldn't put on a 2070 with that one, and so I changed it, and I changed it to what? I think I changed it to a 700. If I'm not mistaken. I think I still have the box somewhere, but I think I changed it to a 700 probably. I don't know if I make a completely new PC, you know, with yes, the Ryzen 9, maybe you know, new everything. If I need maybe the 800 watts. Compiling the engine in 15 minutes is not bad. Yeah, well, yeah, but we never compiled full engine. So, I mean, the last time we compiled full engine was 1 year ago. So, it doesn't happen very often. But, you know, I want to stay, anyway, I wanted to stay a bit on lower hardware as well to, you know, to be in a position, because I'm not missing the money. I mean, if I want, I mean, this is my main, you know, hobby. So, I mean, I'm not buying a bicycle, I'm buying a new PC. So if I want to spend, you know, 2,000, 3,000 euro on a new PC, I can do it. The problem is that if I go very high end, then making the game, I will make the game that maybe will not run, you know, on normal PC. And I don't want to fall into that trap, you know. So if I go too far ahead, then I will compile, everything will work for me, then it will work like shit for others. And I will have to, you know, scale down. I don't know, maybe it's a stupid reasoning though. Maybe it's a stupid reasoning. But maybe it's just that I don't want to spend the money. Maybe it's just that I don't want to spend the money. I don't know. No, but this PC is working very well. The only problem he has is compiling shaders. Compiling shaders, bro, why they don't do it GPU? I mean, compiling shaders is all CPU. But I think, you know what? I think if I make a new PC, I really make a new PC, and I keep this one as well. So I take a cable and I bring it to another room, and then I will bring this PC into another room and I will leave it there running, and we can use it as a test machine, you know? We can use it as a test machine for something else. Because anyway, it's a good PC, come on. It's a good PC. Also, something that annoys me a bit is the noise. I think if I make I think if I make yeah, 390 is impossible to find at the moment. Any video cards are impossible to find, which is another problem of making a new PC. Because there is a spare part, I mean a parts problem. The noise is very annoying to me. I don't know why, maybe because I'm, you know, it's like the drop on the stone that breaks the stone. But I don't know if the new PC, I think the new PC are quieter and quieter and quieter. So there are very nice new PC, you know. So for only 4,199, you can get this thing. I just clicked on the first link. For 4,199, you get these nice blue LED fans, which are costing $10 each. And the rest of what is inside, you don't know. But okay, with the 4,199, we get an AMD Ryzen 7. I mean, only Ryzen 7? Why? 32 gigabyte of RAM. Why only 32 gigabyte of RAM for this price? Anyway, an NVIDIA GeForce 390. Okay, so this is the only good piece. An SSD of 250 gigabyte. What do you mean? No, I cannot believe it. Read this thing. This is a joke. This thing is a joke. No. Let's read it together. Let's read it together 1 second. Let's read it together. So, Ryzen 7, okay. 32 gigabyte, which is exactly what I have on my machine at the moment. So it's very, I mean, it's okay, but it's nothing special. The 390 is the only good piece. Here they give you an SSD of 250 and a normal HD of 2 terabyte. I cannot believe it. In Windows 10 for 4,199. I mean, the case must be amazing. Maybe like 2,000 euro of case. No, I don't understand. I think I'm missing something. Okay, the 319 is a lot of money, but I cannot believe it. What I'm missing, boys? What I'm missing? Mastery Supreme Stability. Story behind the build. Component. CPU Ryzen 9. 500 euro. Motherboard 400 euro. Memory 16 gigabytes. I mean 16 gigabytes, come on. Anyway, 125. SSD, oh, at least this one is an SSD of 1 terabyte, at least. Graphic card ROG-Strix 1080. 1080? They are selling you now a 1080? No, I don't understand how. I don't understand how these people are making PC. They are selling you now a 1080. RGB memory. Yeah, RGB memory, yes, because he has the LED on top. Because you can see it, you know. This one, look at this. You can see it inside. You see this thing? You see all this waste of energy? It's because you have this thing which is lit up. Yeah, maybe it costs the double because he has RGB LEDs on it. Which is so freaking stupid. But anyway, I mean, if you have a case that is completely transparent, I think is nice. Anyway, I mean, I have to admit, it's really nice to see. But, bro, you give me, I mean, I buy a PC and you give me a 1080 today. Maybe I'm not on the right website, but anyway, I think we made a list. I think it may still be here. We made a list 1 month ago. Where is it? Because I never close my file, so there should be one of those, which is new PC. No, I deleted it. New PC, look at this. New PC. Look, so AMD Ryzen 9 3950 with this socket, 747 euro at that time. I think this was done in May. No, in May. In February. I think it's 2 or 3 months ago. Motherboard Asus ROG-Strix blah blah blah. 278 euro. Video card RTX 2070 free. Okay, because this was the idea to take the one that I have now. Okay, so keeping this one, and then I stopped. Power supply, I think I can use the one that I have. CPU cooler, I wanted this one, which is basically the same one I have now on this PC. I don't know, I think it's 40 euro. And then here I started to go crazy about the RAM because for some reason these codes were not matching the Asus sockets, and I started to get, then I lost my And then 2 terabyte SSD, I think at the moment they are like 110 euro each, you know, something like that. This one I think is like 40 euro. The cooler I think is 40 euro or something. And then, okay, the case, but the case, how much you want to spend on a case? I don't know, but I mean, when you spend 100 euro is a lot, you know. And then the power supply. The power supply, I have my supply. I have my 500. I have my 700 watts, I think. So at the moment it's free. The problem is to make a new PC or to keep this one. If I keep this one, if I make a new one, I also need a new keyboard, you know. This keyboard that I have is insane. It's a super good keyboard. It's a bit costly. I think I paid it like 200 and something euro, but it's very, 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 very nice. Meanwhile, Melare is still trying to get into the game. And for some reason, he cannot do it. He cannot even click on play, by the way. 30 euro for the case. Yeah, I'm not a fan of cases, lights, LEDs. I mean, I don't give a shit about any of that. So it can be completely, also because I don't see it. It's below the desk, so I don't even see it. So if I could see it, maybe, but I can put the LEDs, I can put the virtual LEDs on the behind the tiger, you know. I can put the virtual LEDs behind the tiger. No, the client is completely dead anyway. It's not accepting input. It's not doing anything. It's just dying. The server is still building. I don't know. I think that tonight I cannot do much. I wanted to see the character getting in at least, but I can wait a bit more, but it's already 12:45, boys. I need to go. But it seems that ALS is working. I mean, the character is moving. He's not walking. We need to see what happens when he's walking, but it doesn't look bad, huh? It doesn't look bad. I will try one more time, and then I can wait another 10 minutes, but then I really need to go, because otherwise it will be hard tomorrow. His building distance feels like a boss. I think he needs to recreate, you know, the 50 gigabytes that I deleted. So if I do a property of saved now, let me see how big it is. It's 25 megabytes. So it's not saving the stuff here, huh? Because the previous saved was insane. Look, 9, 10, 11, 12 gigabytes. And he's still counting. 35 gigabytes was the old saved directory. I don't know what the hell was in there, but he has a lot of auto saves and he puts a lot of stuff in there. So hello, Melare. Do you want to join the game or no? Ah, it's loading. It's loading, boys. We see something. We see something. It's very slow. It's very Very, very slow. But we see something. It's super slow. GG. It's super slow and I'm flying. And I'm falling down. Ah? No. No, it crashed when I... No, it's not. It didn't crash. It didn't crash. Ah. Well, we actually are in the game. And we also have the other monster and the other characters, so... I don't know. It's super slow, you have no idea. Even my mouse is slow. Everything is GG. I can make it the window smaller, but... Yeah, but it's working. Somehow. Building textures, building textures. Building. Discarded distance field as mesh was not closed. Assigning a two-sided material to fix. What? What do you mean assigning a two-sided material to fix? I don't want a two-sided material on my open thingy. It's open because I wanted to save polygons in 1990s. In 1990s. I wanted to save polygons, and so I did my book open from the bottom to save 2 polygons. This was the time when saving polygons was good. Why do you need to assign a double-sided material to something that it doesn't need it? What the fuck? How can I disable this? I want to be responsible of my mistakes. If I remove a face, it's because I don't want the face. Why? Why this? I never seen it. It's something new of 426. Fuck. I don't want that material to be double-sided. Anyway. Face rig is using all the power. I don't know, I can remove it. If it's okay with you, I can temporarily remove it. Let's remove it. You saw my face enough, right? At the moment it's closed. And we have a picture instead. We have a picture instead. You need to close the book. Yeah, but man, I don't want the geometry. I mean, 2 polygons today are not making any difference, I know. But at that time, it was making a difference. And by the way, I think they are making a difference also today. Not much, but... Okay, can I walk? Can I try to walk? I'm walking. By the way, it seems that the run is working as well in 426. We had a problem with running on other platforms. Yeah, but ALS is fully working, boys. Wow. The fact that ALS is fully working is so much of a relief. You have no idea. So much of a relief. So much of a freaking relief. Because I was really, really scared that changing from 25 to 26 and not doing all the upgrades that you have seen before at the beginning of the stream would break ALS. But it seems he's not breaking it. It seems he's actually working as expected. The walk is working, the run is working, the sprint is working, the roll is working, the mantle is working, the emotes, I have no idea. The emotes are kind of working. They are not perfect because actually, but they were not perfect before as well, okay? So there is just there is how they are. This is how they should be. Come to me. Look at this. 426. Come to me right now. It was face rig? Probably. Let me see if it's still building. The server is still building. But you see the client is no more building. The client stopped building. While he was building here. So 52. So 3 minutes ago he was still building, and then he stopped building when I stopped face rig. Good night, Tony. But yes, I think that we can say that the upgrade to 426 is actually successful, and I will have to test way more stuff, obviously, because we have a million thingies, but you know, like the compendium, the friend of the compendium, the brother of the compendium. But, you know, all our windows, our inventory, dropping items. Yeah, everything is working. Wow. Insane. Okay. Pretty happy about that. I mean, we're still using the old ALS, but who cares? We care about making the game, not about upgrading ALS. So it seems to me that everything it seems that our UI is working okay anyway. The UI is working fine. I don't know, I'm pretty happy about it, boys. I think we did it. Wow. Okay. Wow. I still have to realize that this happened. I was expecting so much more resistance. So much. I can test the particles, but I was expecting so much more resistance. Ah, this icon is fucked. And it was not fucked in the old one. You see, this was not scaled this way, I think. But it can be a minor thing of some parameters. But yes, the spell seems to be working, the particle seems to be working. This part of the UI with the active effects is working. Inventory is working. Let me change the equipment. Change of equipment is working. I don't know what else to test, but it seems to be good. I need to check all the warnings then, because I think there are still a lot of warnings that are getting cast, but it seems to be very, 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 very good. Okay, boys, I think I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. So we can say that I will do more tests before telling the other people to upgrade. Okay, but it seems to be fairly good. It seems to be easy enough, and you know what, the run problem is still working fine on my PC, which is insane. I don't know why. I can go again 426 on the other PC and see if it's working or not, but okay. Nice. Goodbye, boys. Have fun. See you tomorrow. We're gonna do something else. Bye bye. By the way, why not clicking on follow on Twitch and subscribing in YouTube? And also, why not checking our Patreon site, which is patreon.com/planeshift, where you can join the other 45. We did it. Who joined? Someone joined now. We are 45 now. Who joined? I want to know. We have a new Patreon. Why didn't show on stream? We have a new Patreon. Dun, 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 dun. Action Retro. Thank you, Action Retro, for the pledge. Thank you. You can now test the game. So we are now 45 Patreon. So we reached our goal of 45 Patreon. Thank you a lot. Okay, so just another good news of the night. But goodbye. Was going to bed with our music. There it is. Bye bye.